Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Titans podcast. I'm your host, Frank Ray, and I'm here with a very, very special guest, Hazel Emlen. Did I say that right, Hazel?
You did. Good job.
Awesome. So I'm going to just cue you up here and let everybody know who you are and what you're doing. So Hazel's been in the business for about 7 years. Check these. She's with Rapisarda Real Estate. She's in Vacaville, right? That's where you're based out of, is out of Vacaville, California?
Yes.
Okay, right. And check out these numbers, guys. 2021, 73 transactions. 2022, 52. At least 10 so far this year in 2023. You are just destroying things, Hazel. I got to tell you, for 7 years in the biz, not bad.
Yeah, I've been very blessed. Honestly, I didn't think it was going to be as great as it's been. Honestly, these last few years have been, the real estate market's been kind of in a crazy little spin or so, but
sure.
It's been wonderful. I've been very blessed, have great clients, and I'm just very, very blessed to do what I do every day.
Well, I can't wait to just dig in and ask you these questions, just try and figure out how the heck you're getting this done, right? So I won't waste any more time. I'll just get right to the first question, which is, what strategies have been most effective for you in generating leads and closing deals? So do you have like one main strategy, that's my huckleberry, or do you have multiple things? Like, what's your strategies, man? What are they?
Yeah, when I first started in the business, I had no strategy. I was very much kind of shooting from my hip, just like, okay, maybe I'll make some calls, or maybe I'll go meet some people. Did not really have any sort of set schedule, and that was probably the worst thing I could have done for myself, was just to not set myself up for success out the gate.
Yeah.
And then I got into coaching, and I realized I was doing everything all the wrong ways, as far as strategy and things like that. So I live and breathe by a calendar. I have a calendar. It's something I use every single day. It's I don't know if you can see that, but it's all color coded and everything.
Yes.
Organized with when I make my calls, when I do my email updates, when I go out and see people face to face. And I really think that at any stage that you're at in real estate, you have to have some sort of structure to your day.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're literally just kind of shooting from the hip and not organized, and most likely won't get all the things you need to do done.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. And then two, I in my coaching program that I'm in, I'm a part of the core training.
Okay.
Not sure part of it, but that's the training program that I use. And they have a form called the Greatness Tracker, which tracks the calls that I make weekly, all the face-to-face appointments, all the lunches, the coffees, what leads are coming in for that week, any contracts that go under contract that week. And it's like a little report card, and I get to look at that every single day. I'm typing and writing in it, and I'm tracking what I'm doing, and it just kind of keeps things in front of me, top of mind. So I'm able to make sure that I do all the little things that you should be doing in order to find success in this type of business.
I got to ask you, so it's the core, right? Is it KV Core, or is it the Core?
Yeah, it's called the Core Training. They're based out of North Carolina.
Okay, and it's a real estate coaching program.
Yes, for realtors and for lenders.
Okay, I'm familiar with the Core on the lending side. So it's the same company? Same
thing, just more real estate focused.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. As far as strategies go, and of course, we don't want to tell us what you can tell us, that you get taught in the core coaching. Like, what is it they say, okay, this is what you do. What is it? Because we asked, what's the strategy? So your strategy is definitely doing the things that you're being coached on, right? And so what are some of those things?
They have theme days, so every single day is kind of like what you're supposed to focus on for that day. So for like Tuesdays, for example, those are my status update call days to my clients. Wednesdays is hot and cold business. Fridays is vendor business. So they have kind of set theme days to kind of keep you on track, so you're not just kind of going in a million directions of who am I going to call next, who am I going to talk to next, that sort of thing. They're very structured. Not even just that they have the Greatness Tracker where you're tracking everything you're doing for that week, but with the money, they have a budgeting form that I have to turn in. They have a pay log, so I'm constantly seeing what is the next month looking like as far as how much money I'm generating. And pretty much a lead tracker too. So they kind of really deep dive into various facets of your job, and so you're kind of hyper focused on what's what's really going on, and you're kind of keeping things in front of you, and so you're able to see, am I on track? Am I not on track? What do I have to tweak to get and meet my goals that I have?
That's pretty awesome. Can I ask you this on the theme days? It's interesting because I'm part of a mortgage coaching program as well. We also are theme dayed, very similar to that. But is there on the theme days? Is there any particular? Is there any one of those days that kind of stands out to you? Like, this is the hot one. Like, this one I always get some mojo happening, or is it just kind of even across the board?
No, my favorite days I would say are like Mondays. Those are the days I'm talking to my VIPs, the people that really are not just like past clients that might have done a lot of business with me, but maybe vendors that I have great relationships with, lenders, people that really are beyond my clients, a part of what I do. And I really enjoy those calls and kind of seeing what they're up to, how things are going for them, what value I can bring to them. So I enjoy those calls, and it's nice, kind of nice little kickstart to the week because it's on Monday. How
many people are on that list, on that VIP list?
You know, they like me to have a target of 50.
Okay.
I have since kind of dwindled mine down because, you know, you fall out of relationships with people, you build new relationships with other people. So right now I'm about 25, 30 solid VIPs that I would consider we're in a pretty good relationship.
Nice. It's not that bad. It's not like you're calling, 600 people on Monday or something.
No. Yeah. I mean, really, there's only so many people that you can kind of probably categorize as
right.
that you do anything for, and you know, you want them constantly around you in the events that you're doing in your business or in your personal life too. So I'm slowly working my way up to that 50, but I've knocked some people off and added some people on. That's really
yeah, and that's how it goes, right?
Yeah.
You got to reevaluate all the time, and then yeah. Good stuff. Well, that's awesome. Great answer. The next question that we have is, do you have a niche that you use in your marketing? And what I mean by that is, sometimes real estate agents can go very niche-y. I'm a country property person, or I'm a horse property person. Do you do anything like that, or are you just, hey man, I'll sell you anything?
I'd like to think I could sell you anything, but really a lot of what I love doing, and a lot of my business is with military.
Okay.
I think probably about a good 40% at least of my
really
business is military. Yeah, I'm very blessed that, once you kind of find a groove with that specific niche, they love on you and constantly refer you because they know people who are constantly moving in and out of the area, and we have an Air Force base here. So I've been very blessed that I have continual relationships from that sector, and it's great for me. My brother's Air Force, so it kind of hits close to home. So they're not, I don't want to say my favorites, but of all the clientele that I have the opportunity to help, they are a large part of that, and I really enjoy working with them.
So when you do your I imagine you have a social media presence, right? You're probably out there in some way, shape, or form. Do you make note of that in that marketing? Like, hey, you're VA specialist, or I love veterans, or do you do that, or?
I probably should do more of that, and I don't. I'm more of a kind of general, general scope when it comes to social, because I have so many people that follow me.
Sure.
Background.
So it's not really like it's something that I go out there after, like, if you're VA, call me. If you're a veteran, call. You don't do that, but you've managed to find yourself working with a lot of veterans and getting referrals back from what? Can I ask you, what drew you to that? Did it just happen, like, over the course of your career? It just kind of happened that way, or did you set out to kind of do that? Focus on the veterans, or?
Yeah, that's a great question. I never really set out to kind of focus on that niche. It just kind of really found me, and I think it was when I first started real estate, I did, and I still do to this day, but I did a lot of open houses. That's how I met a lot of my first clients, and a lot of them were military, just kind of getting used to the area, understanding the neighborhoods. And it's funny, like last year I had a client of mine, she referred me probably 4 different people, all coming from Germany, that were C-17 pilots in Travis Air Force Base. And she's like, you're not going to believe this, but you're kind of like the C-17 realtor here in the country.
That's nice.
So yeah, like it kind of found me, and like I said, it's a very special situation when it comes to VA, and I enjoy working with those families, and I'm working with several right now who are PCSing here to Travis, and it's great. It's nice recurring business because they're usually here 3 to 4 years, then they're off, so they're selling with you again, or they know people coming in. So it's a nice kind of revolving door.
Very, 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 very cool. So, excuse me. Next question would be, Do you have a favorite marketing platform? Like, some might say YouTube. We just did a podcast with a gentleman who does 100% YouTube, right? Some would say maybe Facebook. Some would say, postcards, mailers, whatever. Do you have a favorite marketing method or platform that you like?
Yes. Well, I'm a millennial, so I'm very much about Instagram. That's like
Instagram. Okay.
I love Instagram. And I think, I'm a part of Facebook and that community as well too. But for Instagram, there's just such a bigger reach with them.
Really?
And a lot more like younger people are on Instagram. And so they're kind of, at the age where they're starting to approach buying homes, getting married, having kids. And so I've been very blessed to find leads from that as well. And I think if any agent isn't on Instagram and taking advantage of that, they're missing out on a lot of opportunity, because it's a great way to market yourself really for free. You don't have to pay for anything.
Yeah. What kind of things do you put on there? Like what do you share on Instagram?
Yeah, I mean, all things. I'm somebody that, sometimes I get the question, do I get a separate Instagram page, or do I keep my personal and my business stuff together? I blend mine, so mine is very much personal as it is business, and I like that because for me, I want people to know that beyond business, this is who I am.
Yeah, the real you.
Yeah, the real me. And
right.
So, yeah, I mean, I have my personal stuff on there. I'll post videos of my dogs a lot, of what my husband and I are doing, and then it's also very much about business, and I do a lot of videos and tips and things on the market, and I've been very lucky to find clients that way from people just looking to come to the area, and military in particular.
How does somebody reach you, like from Instagram? Like, do they click a link and then you get a lead, or is it your phone numbers and your profile? How do you communicate to them from Instagram? Get a hold of me.
That's one of the ways. So I do have a link that's clickable in my bio, and it's called Linktree. I'm not sure if you've heard of it.
Sure. Yeah, totally.
Tons of different little stuff in there that they can kind of follow me on or see what I'm up to, and different media things. And then that's one way. Or most of the times, people will see like a post that I do, and they'll just DM me, and they'll just say,
okay,
with whatever question they might have. So that's usually how it goes.
All right, cool, man. So Instagram is your fun spot, your happy zone.
I love it.
All right.
Love it too.
All right. Well, look, man, 73 transactions in 2021, 52 in 2022. We're at 10 in 2023. That's a lot of transactions. So the next question should be interesting for you. Can you share with us, and those who are watching, there's probably a bunch of real estate agents going to watch this, and some younger, not in the business as long as you, certainly maybe a lot of people that don't have the numbers that you have. Can you share with us a challenging transaction experience you had? Like, what happened that you got through, right? Something that was like, oh my God, I can't even believe this is happening right now. Something like, I didn't see that coming, but you made it through it, and what you learned from it, just in case somebody else is going to go through something similar.
Oh yeah, that's the one thing I love about this business. It's never the same day. There's always something that pops up. And the one that sticks out to me happened early on in my career. I was maybe in my second year. So still a baby agent, getting my little training wheels off.
Yeah.
And we were in contract on a property, a client of mine, and I get a phone call. We were maybe day 2 into the escrow. So very early on, I get a phone call from her, and she was super excited. She's like, "You're never going to believe this, but I just quit my job." And I was like, "What?
Great.
Hold on, what? Like, what do you quit your job?" And she's like, "Yeah, I figured we got the house, we're under contract. I wasn't happy there anyway, and so I just quit." And she didn't quit, she just up and quit. And I could not believe it. My heart sank. I probably turned super white. I'm glad I wasn't in front of her, because she probably would have thought I saw a ghost or died or something. But she didn't realize that was a big no-no. And so immediately I knew, okay, in order for us to save this thing, we have to go find you a job right now. And most likely we're going to be delayed in escrow, but let's go find you a job so that we can keep you with this property. And so we did. I called a friend who her boyfriend, but now husband, at the time was a recruiter. And I said, "Look, I got a gal. I need to find the job for her right now." And she was able to find a job at Mariani, which is the little packing plant produce place here in town. Just stuffing olives. That's literally what her job was. And to this day, she still has that job for what
No
she
kidding.
loves. She loves it. And we were able to successfully get her to close. And so it was a huge kind of teaching point for me.
Yeah.
Not only you tell people, okay, don't do anything to your credit, don't
Yeah.
make drastic choices or quit your job. Sometimes people just, they need the extra instruction. And so now I have it reiterated in writing, in text messages and emails that, you have to not do all
Yeah,
those.
don't do those things. Don't buy cars. Don't quit jobs. Yeah.
Yes, and make sure that it's very, very clearly stated. So
Yeah.
never,
Just freeze. Just get this done, and then you're okay. Great story. Great lesson. Yeah, a lot of us have experienced that. Well, we opened this up, and when I asked you about what strategies you like the most, you went straight to one of the things you brought up is, and it's interesting how you correlated it to strategy, but you talked about how you're staying organized through your calendar, which is the next question. How do you stay organized and manage your time effectively? And so let's explore that a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
Because you showed your calendar. It's all color coordinated. Mine is too, by the way. When I saw your calendar, I was like, yep, got one just like it. Is there a particular calendar that you use, or is this through the core? Is it their calendar, or can you just go into your calendar a little bit deeper? Do you have set times of each day that are for specific activities? Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So they have something called the perfect week, where, ideally you want to do all these things I'll tell you here in a second, in order to be the most probably successful and impactful for your week. So for me, my day's planned out. Every single day is about the same. It usually doesn't deviate at all. Sometimes it does, some things pop up here and there, but I never get rid of anything. I only move things if I have to. So for me, I usually get to the office about 8:30 at the latest. And then I have my prep time from 8:30 to 9, where I'm just kind of debriefing myself on what to expect for this day, kind of getting my to-do list together. And then at 9 to 9:30, I'm meeting with my assistant on what we're going to kind of go over for the day and wrap for her. And then I roll into my power hour, and that's from 9:30 to 11. That's when I'm making my calls, and depending on what day it is, very much related to that theme. But that's where the bread and butter is you got to make your calls. And so that is one thing that's non-negotiable for me.
I love that term.
And then I check my emails from about 11:30 to noon right before lunch. And then usually between 12 and 1:30 is when I do my break breads. That's when I'm sitting down face-to-face, belly-to-belly with someone, going out to lunch, whether it's a client, a vendor, a lender, you name it, someone that, eventually could be business at some point or refer business to you.
Sure.
And then let's see, from 1:30 to 2, that's when I'm handling all my problem files, my issues, things that are going on, the fires, putting those out. And then I have an appointment window from 2 to 4. And then at the last half hour of the day, 4:30 to 5, usually returning any voicemails, emails, things that came up in between that appointment window. So it's very structured, and I find that when I kind of stick to it.
I was going to say, can you stick to it pretty good?
For the most part, sometimes some people, they can't meet 2 to 4 to go see a house. It's 5
Yeah,
to 6.
you got to shuffle things. Yeah,
Shuffle things, but never get rid of anything. Everything usually always gets done, just maybe at a different time depending on what's happening in that day. But I think for me, it keeps me kind of focused, so I'm not just going in a million different directions. Because in this business, it's very easy to do that.
It certainly is. Yeah, squirrel. Yeah, we get distracted easily. You mentioned there's a slot there where you talked with your assistant, I think.
Yes.
So you have an assistant.
I do, and that was not something that I didn't get one until 2021.
Okay.
Was it 2021? Yeah, 2021. Right when business, when I did the 73 transactions, it was a lot. It was a lot just for me.
Absolutely.
To keep on.
Yeah.
And I knew I needed some help because other things are starting to suffer. The smaller things that take up time, I wasn't really able to focus so much on.
It'll take from your family life too, because you're, it's like, oh, I'm working till midnight tonight. See you, kids. See you, hubby. Yeah.
And it was tough, and I'm finding myself now going home at 5. And when I go home. I don't usually take work with me.
Yeah. Good for you. Yeah.
It was a game changer for me, and it's something that I think, at a certain point, when you're doing consistent business, it's definitely something I think people should look into if they can afford it, just because it takes a lot of little things off your plate, and you're able to kind of focus on the main things, which is lead generation, bringing in the money, the deals, all that, and not so much the small things that are time sucks.
Love it. Love it. Next question is basically, it's really, how do you go about setting expectations? And what we mean by that is how do you, when you embark on a journey with a customer, right? Do you have a format, like this is what we're going to do, and so this is what you can expect? Do you go over something with people?
Yes. I really think it's important to set expectations, and I learned that pretty early on in my career, because if you don't, unfortunately, we're also in the type of business where people take advantage of you, or don't see maybe all the value that you bring to them. And so, yes, we usually do have some sort of buyer's consultation or something like that, where we're talking about, this is what you can expect from me, this is what I'd expect from you, this is how we're going to be able to make this thing work and get you into the home that you want to be in. Same thing on the seller side, is setting those expectations up front.
Yeah. So it's not flying by the seat of your pants. You kind of lay it out up front, what to expect as you're entering into this buying situation or this selling situation. Yeah. I just kind of touched base on prior to, the work-life balance kind of thing. If you don't have an assistant, you're doing 73 deals, there's not a lot of time for family sometimes. Yeah. Right. Do you nowadays that you're more seasoned, when you're setting those expectations with your buyers, with your sellers, do you say to them, hey, I kind of shut down at 7 p.m. and, or do you do anything like that with them? Or
I think it's important to have those expectations and those boundaries, because we're in the type of business where when I didn't have those, and it was before I got into coaching, people would be calling me at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night and thought it was okay. And I was letting them. I wasn't really doing the best at telling them, hey, this is my time with my family. You guys get me all day. I need to spend these next, few hours with my husband or whoever it was. So yes, I do. And then I do have on my phone, how you can kind of send someone a voicemail and it'll say call you right back, or I'm not free.
Yes.
You can customize, if you have an iPhone, you can customize those messages. And I have one that says, hey, I'm spending time with family at the moment. I can give you a call back tomorrow or when I'm next free.
Yeah.
And that way they know, okay, she's with family. And 9 times out of 10, they're like, no worries. You call me.
Oh, it's cool. Yeah. No problem. Right. Exactly. What a relief that is too, right? It's okay, good. They're cool with it. It's all good. Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
Because I'm sure they don't want to be bugged either when they're
yeah. And all right, that's good. Awesome answer. What about this? Do you have outside of whatever the course provided you, right? So we've already talked about that a lot, but do you have any favorite, no, can't say Instagram, can't say core, right? Do you have any other technology platform that's kind of one of your go-to huckleberries that you really like, that you use? And if not, it's okay. But just curious if there's anything else technology-wise that you find useful and you helps you in your business that you like.
Yes. I use my assistant and we use something called Trello.
Trello.
What's great is Trello's. It's very simple. It's user friendly. There's an app for it, so you can kind of do it from wherever. But what's great is it keeps things organized. It keeps things in front of her, in front of me, who's in contract on the buy side, the sell side. You can create a checklist of where things are at in that escrow. And it's just nice because at any point in time, if we're not physically together, we can kind of both know this is kind of where things are at. And so it's a great platform. Honestly, I think if you're looking for something for organization on that kind of level with escrows or even clients, you can put clients in there too. It's not so much maybe a great CRM, but just a way to kind of have things in front of you. It's a great platform. I can't say enough good things about it, and it's free.
It's interesting. I've done a lot of real estate agent interviews, and I've never heard anyone say Trello. But I'm very familiar with Trello because I'm a partner in a couple of products. MoveTube, Listing Booster. These are cloud-based products, and Trello is a project management basically software, and so programmers use it a lot. So if you're if you're developing a product per se, and you've got people saying it needs to do this, it needs to do that, then the programmers get that and they go, okay, this is fixed or that, and it kind of moves along Moves along a pipeline. I've never heard a real estate agent say that they use it to manage their pipeline, if you will. Very, very cool.
Yeah, I can't say enough good things about it. It's very simple. It's eye pleasing. It's not complicated.
How did you find out about Trello, and what gave you the idea to use Trello in real estate?
Yeah, gosh, a couple of years ago when I used to be on a team, one of the gals who was kind of like the team manager, she was looking for organization for the team because we had so many transactions. There was a few different agents, and it was hard for everyone to kind of keep track of where things were.
Yeah.
And she discovered Trello, and so we started using it, and then got away from it, started using something called Sisu, which I love Sisu as well, but it was a lot more complicated, more complex, a lot more going on with it, and Trello was just a lot more simplified. And so when I came off of the team, I told my assistant we needed to get back onto Trello, and I love it. I can't say enough good things. You can customize it as much as you want, including any checklist, and it's just a great way to kind of keep things in front of you and keep things organized.
It's pretty easy to use.
Oh, 100%. I think even if you're not technology savvy, you can use this no problem.
Said the Instagram crazy millennial. Yeah. No, it is cool. That's very cool. Great answer. And I didn't expect that. So that's a good one. That's really cool. Trello. Very, very cool. All right. Next question is this. You were a new kid once, Hazel, right? You were new. And like you said, you kind of had to go for a minute to, on the training wheels. And then eventually you finally came to the core where you found, okay, now I've got some structure and I've got a direction. And I don't want to answer this question for you, but what advice would you give to a newer agent, like somebody who's just getting started, like, hey man, this is going to save you a lot of time and trouble? Can you think of anything like that? Just some kind of nice little, put it in a package, start here, or don't forget this, or make sure you look at that. What do you got for a new person?
Yeah, I get this question a lot. And I am very blessed every time somebody reaches out, like on Instagram or Texas, calls me, who's a new agent and is very intimidated or nervous and not sure what to do. The first thing I always say is find a mentor. Find someone that you can kind of latch to and learn from. And for me, when I jumped into real estate, I was very intimidated, knew nothing really, didn't really know how this all worked. And my broker, who brought me into the business, was my mentor and still is to this day, but was my mentor for 6 months. I was kind of glued to his hip, going and shadowing him. Pretty much anything I did, I had to go through him first to make sure I was doing it correctly. So I would say, if you can, find yourself a good mentor, someone who's been in the business who can help you. Just kind of learn the ropes so you're not so lost. You're not just kind of getting thrown out into the sharks and treading water, that you're actually kind of able to, make it and to just put yourself in a good position that once you kind of get your sea legs under you, you can kind of do it and not feel so all over the place.
I like it. With you, obviously, when you got in and your broker was your mentor, and it looks as though your broker was a good mentor, right? Helped you well. Maybe it was just luck that your broker happened to be good as a mentor.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there's any advice you'd give a newer agent who's feeling like maybe the mentor, the broker I got, maybe isn't the best, because it's possible, right? It's possible to get connected to a company or something like that, and then think that you're going to get some sort of really great mentoring, and then maybe it's not the best mentoring. I mean, is there anything you could say that and I'm just shooting from the hip on this question, Hazel. And so maybe if you don't have a some sort of stellar answer for this, it's okay. But what would be an indicator to you that maybe this isn't the right mentor for me?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and I've gotten that exact same question from people.
Okay.
I feel almost like they don't have somebody where they're at, and I think it really also is another big thing when you're first starting out and you're trying to decide which brokerage to hang your license with. Really interview people and really ask them all those deep questions, like, tell me about you. Like for me, it would have been, with Tom Rapisarda, what are your stats? How long have you been in the business? Are you willing to help me kind of grow? Like all those kind of tougher questions, I would ask them, because it's an important decision to choose where you're going to hang your license. And this is a very, it's a big step. And so if you find yourself, I think, not finding the mentorship that you are hoping for in the brokerage you're in, outside of that. Find someone else. Like find someone, like me, for instance, or for some wherever they're at, in the country or the state. Find somebody that you want to be more like, and ask them. Most times, most people aren't going to tell you no. They want to help. Because honestly, the more you help someone, if it's a brand new agent especially, it helps the industry.
True.
It just makes us all better.
Yeah,
so
true.
anytime someone asks, well, will you be my accountability partner or my mentor? 100%, if I can find the time, yes. So I think you got to just kind of look outside of maybe where you're at and just find who you want to vibe with and who you want to be more like, and just ask the question, would you be willing to maybe help me for a little bit?
I love it. Great stuff. Great stuff. So last couple of questions. If someone is watching this who is considering buying or selling a home, what areas do you serve and what's the best way for them to reach you?
Yeah. I mean, they can obviously call, text, email me, all the main ones, Instagram, of course. But I service in Solano County, Sacramento County, parts of Contra Costa, and also Yolo County. So pretty much anywhere in those areas within like an hour radius of Vacaville, I'll help you out.
Awesome. What's the phone number? Just so we got it.
707-685-1491.
Hazel Emlen. It was a pleasure having you on the Real Estate Titans podcast. You are a Titan, and that's why you're on this podcast. Just so you know, for those of you listening, we only interview Titans. That's it, man. So 73 in 2021, 52 2022, already 10 this year, just killing it. What a great story. What amazing numbers. Congratulations to you on all your success. Really, really cool.
Thank you so much.
All right. And for the real estate agents that might be listening, don't forget, I am Frank Array over at Texana Bank, lend in all 50 states. We have superior communication, close on time, and unprecedented follow-up. If you want my help, just give me a call at 707-695-6313. Write that number down, Hazel. Make sure you got that. 707-695-6313. Make sure you write that down.
I will. I'll save it.
Thank you. And so we'll be here next time. Thanks for joining us today. Hazel, thank you so much. It was a great pleasure. You're awesome. And we'll be here next time. We'll see you on the Real Estate Titans podcast. Until next time, adios. Bye-bye.